Well, on June 23rd, the country will vote on a referendum to decide whether the UK should remain a member of the EU or whether it should leave it. Cameron wants to stay in the EU, but only if certain demands are met. The British public is almost evenly split on the issue. Those in favour of leaving want the UK to have more autonomy over issues such as trade relations and domestic policies like immigration. But critics, including the International Monetary Fund, have warned of a catastrophic economic fallout within Europe and throughout the world if the UK decides to leave. Let's get more on this and speak to Charlie Wells, who joins me now from London. He's a reporter and editor with the Wall Street Journal. Charlie, many thanks for joining us. Can you start by telling me what the reaction has been to Obama's comments on Brexit?
It's been really interesting to watch, especially from the pro-leave side. The pro-leave side has reacted incredibly negatively to this. Boris Johnson, who is a Leave campaigner, has essentially said that Barack Obama is a hypocrite. He said that, the United States would never push to remain in an institution like the European Union. So why is the president of the United States coming to the United Kingdom and telling people here, how to vote? A key issue here in the Brexit debate is about sovereignty. It's about sort of Brits deciding what's best for their own country, and having a foreigner here has not really rung true to that side. That said, there's a key group of kind of young, undecided voters here. Many people that I've spoken with are still kind of waiting it out. We're about 2 months away from the referendum, and they're willing to sort of hear more about this, to kind of pay attention to what foreign leaders are saying.
Well, so do you think his views would influence those undecided voters?
Certainly. I think, within that sort of undecided camp, there are people who are thinking about the EU in an international context. What we've been hearing a lot is, a lot of policymakers talking about the UK sort of renegotiating deals with the European Union, perhaps creating a bilateral trade agreement with the United States. And what Barack Obama seems to be saying is, a bilateral agreement like that would not necessarily come out. Members of his administration have hinted as much. And so I think that they will be interested to see this side of the argument.
What is the actual purpose of Obama's visit to the UK?
It's a very delicate dance. So, of course, Barack Obama and David Cameron ostensibly have an amicable relationship. There has been some awkwardness in the past. But David Cameron seems to be relying on Barack Obama, who's still among sort of a younger, more international audience here in the UK, is popular. And so, of course, Barack Obama is here to campaign for the sort of pro-stay camp. He's got a lunch with the Queen scheduled later today. He's doing a press conference, and we'll also be meeting with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. So ostensibly this is about, campaigning for David Cameron, but also Barack Obama did say in his article in the Daily Telegraph that he's here to wish the Queen, who turned 90 this week, a happy birthday as well. There's
been a bit of debate on whether British troops should be sent into Syria to fight Daesh. Do you see a situation where Obama might weigh into that discussion?
That's interesting, and there's some history here because, of course, Barack Obama did refer almost directly to David Cameron as sort of being distracted by the Libya situation. And members of the government here in the United Kingdom have recently talked about the Libya situation as a direct threat to Britain. I think following the attacks in Paris, following the attacks in Brussels, there's a big concern about instability in the Middle East. And so, of course, leaders from Germany, the United Kingdom, the United States, and Italy are going to be meeting on Monday to talk about many situations in the Middle East, including Libya. The government, I've heard in recent weeks, has been sort of playing down the idea that there would be essentially troops on the ground. Perhaps there would be some sort of a training role that UK troops might play. Perhaps there would be air support. There's a lot of speculation, and I think we should wait until Monday and the days after to see how the UK government responds.
Okay, Charlie, good to speak to you. Charlie Wells there, a reporter and editor with the Wall Street Journal in London.